Good morning, everybody. Welcome to week 35. I'm going to quickly go over the directions for this week, the assignments, and all of the other links that you see on the screen. So, you've turned in part 2. We are done with 3.1, moving on to 3.2. Still in Unit 3, but different, chapter of Unit 3. So, we're going to be focusing on human-centered design, is the best explanation or description of it. So here's the activity. I'll open that one first. I'm hoping I did a decent enough job typing this up. We'll see if I run into any mistakes. Also, I'd like to zoom in. Okay, so you're going to be working your way through this, kind of working your way through a little bit of the engineering design process. You're going to be using techniques and you're going to be using things that we've done in the past to do this assignment. This is the only assignment I have for you. You're still going to have to check out the other links that I have in Schoology, but this is the one thing you're turning in. So first and foremost, it says, watch the human-centered design video and go over the 7 mindsets of human-centered design PowerPoint. I'm not having you take notes on either. Don't make me regret that. Actually watch it. Actually go over it. Then what you're going to do is we are, for this assignment, focusing on, again, this is human-centered design. We are going to be focusing on a seating, quote-unquote, seating need. So you're going to determine the seating needs of people in different classrooms within the school. Make a list of 5 different types below. So 5 different types of seating below. Think of the chairs you sit in. Think of what's in the auditorium. Think of what's in the cafeteria. Think of all of those things. List them. You're going to pick one to focus on. Also, list that, reiterate that for me. Now you're going to do some thinking. You're going to record any observations you've seen when people use said chair, or how you imagine people interact with it. Say, this doesn't refer to everybody, but if you're fully virtual, think of before when you were in school last year, the year before, how you can think of or imagine how people would interact. If you're in school, you can talk about what you've personally seen. Consider some of the following questions. Does the current chair design support the activity in the classroom? How are students using or not using the chair? Just record observations of how people interact with this chair. Is it comfy? Are people constantly moving? Or is the chair constantly moving? Is it sturdy? Da 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 da. Answer some observations or record them. Then what you're going to do is you're going to create, quote unquote, create a user to design for. It can be you. It can be a friend. It can be a teacher. It can be a parent. You need a user, and you're going to describe that persona of the user that you're designing for. Consider the following questions to help you develop that persona. So who is the user? What are their likes and dislikes? What are their challenges? For example, when you're designing around human-centered design, think about challenges people face. We have stairs, but not everybody can use stairs, especially if they're in a wheelchair or have a physical disability. So think of those challenges. I want you to summarize the user's needs and incorporate that will be incorporated as design criteria for the new classroom chair. List that information here. Answer these couple of questions. Develop at least 2 design criteria based on, not your team. I don't know why it says team. Based on your conversation. I can't delete it at this point. Based on your conversation, consider, consider the following questions as your crafted design criteria. What are the key requirements? What are the requirements for the new chair? Brainstorm other requirements. Use these things to help you brainstorm those other requirements or considerations. Construct a conceptual model. All right? So the goal is hopefully you're making a change to this chair. I don't care where. Maybe in the comfort of the seat or the support of the back, or if it has legs, maybe we're adding we're changing the shape of the legs. Where if it has wheels, we're adding a different type of more sturdy type of wheel. Things like that. I mean, one thing constantly that happens in this classroom in particular is those wheels on your chairs, backpacks. Kids run over them. The little tail ends of your backpacks get stuck in the wheels. That would be something I would take into consideration if I were designing these chairs. All right, so I want you to quickly sketch something. I'm not making you do it in Onshape. We don't have enough time this week to do that. Okay, so this is going to be a sketch. Do me a favor, annotate it. And then you're going to gather important measurement data. So you're going to fill out this side, and you're going to use the link that I've provided to find those ranges. So it says determine the range of popular values for which you will be designing your chair. Do you design for everyone in the population, or do you design for the 90th percent of the population, excluding extremes below the fifth percentile? So we all fall in a certain percentile based on weight, height, things like that. When you went to the doctor as a kid, they was like, oh, they're in the 50th percentile for weight and they're in the 90th percentile for height, and we'll go over that more. This table is going to help you gather this information, and these letters correspond to, A, sitting height. So from the bottom of the chair to the top of your head. All right, you're going to create, I guess you're creating, sorry, I take it back. Up here, you're doing a quick sketch. Down here, you're doing your annotated sketch. Here is the interesting part. Be it at home or here, you are going to build a rough prototype using recycled material, plastic, cardboard, whatever I have access to in my classroom, or what you have access to recyclable wise at home. Okay, it doesn't need to be great. I just want you guys building something once this year. Like, this is supposed to be partially like a fun class where you get to build things and design things, and we haven't done that at all. So, a little baby chair, a little tiny chair out of recyclable materials, and you can use whatever I have in my classroom as well. So I recommend that you start working on that prototype on Thursday, and that way you have that time from today to Thursday to figure out what you want it to look like. You don't have to have the paperwork completely finished, but a good start will get you far enough along to be able to start building it, okay? You'll end up pasting a picture of it below because you're not going to be turning in the actual prototype, so that lets you take it home and finish it if you need to, or if you're just working from home. But that is it. That is what I have for you this week. So it's not too bad. A lot of these things you can do pretty quickly research-wise. You have to think about some of the questions in more detail. The biggest thing will be the very last part, which is building that scale rough prototype. Obviously, if you have questions, I'll answer them throughout the week. Let me know. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you all later.